Today's show is sponsored by Hargrove Demolition, your demolition experts. Hargrove is a family-owned and operated business right here in the southern New Jersey area, bringing you 45 years of demolition expertise. Hargrove has all your demolition needs, from emergency demolition service to demolition equipment rental. Hargrove is one of the state-approved recycling facilities right here in the southern New Jersey area. No job is too big or too small for Hargrove Demolition. Contact them today at one of their 3 locations.
When I was injured, I couldn't play basketball for my entire sophomore year.
After years of wear and tear, I knew something was seriously wrong with Deja's knee when the swelling wouldn't go down.
Young athletes are still growing. They need specialized care only available here at Dayton Children's.
I wanted the best care for Deja because I wanted her to return to the things that she loves to do, and that's basketball.
At Dayton Children's Sports Medicine, we're treating tomorrow's champions.
Right care.
Right now.
Right here.
Dayton Children's.
Just right for kids.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Well, good morning and welcome back to Morning Coffee on the Radio Vision Network. I am Mark Cook. Look, it says it right there. Morning Coffee. Oh, wait, go the other way. Morning Coffee with Mark Cook. Here I am. And we are pleased to be bringing back. We are looking into the stars again. We are here with Christina Celona. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning.
And welcome. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing well. So, where we last left you is with this whole moon thing, right? Moons, moons, moons. New moons, full moons, half moons, crescent moons, blue moons. What are the Lucky Charm moons? I don't know. But let's talk about coming up. We've got another lunar event.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it.
Yeah, we'll have the full moon on July 19th. And full moons always bring things to light. Just like when you look at the sky, it's lit up on a full moon. When you look at the sky on a new moon, the sky's dark. It's fertile ground, like planting a seed at the new moon, you know, in fertile ground. And then by the full moon, we see some things come to light.
Something has flourished.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good analogy. So what happens, like, I feel like because we've talked about how, like, the energy right now is kind of angsty. It's got,
there is.
We want, like, positive energy, but unfortunately, like, there's this stuff kind of bubbling at the bottom, and we see it kind of happening in our society as a whole. So it's happening in the sky, it's trickling down to us, and now it's kind of affecting the whole deal. So what's going on?
It is, and that's why we have that saying, as above, so below. You know, what's happening up in the sky is reflecting down here on Earth. You know, different levels, it means different things to different people on the individual level.
Right.
You know,
but
then we have the collective.
What is going on? Like,
oh, well, like I said, at the new moon, we had a lot of planets in Cancer, which makes us want to have home and family and comfort and protection and all these things. But then across the sky, we had the powerful Pluto, you know, and Pluto says, no, there's a powerful resistance here, and there's a breakdown of structure, and there's a breakdown of authority, and all this kind of stuff.
But wait a second, because I thought that they tried to diminish Pluto's power.
No astrologer would ever diminish the power of Pluto. No.
Well, I mean, this is what I've heard. They've taken it off of planet charts. They've done all sorts of different things.
Astrologers still use Pluto.
Okay, so in astrology, Pluto is still...
Pluto is still a planet in astrology.
And that's because, is that because it's still important because it's the furthest, largest from the sun? Is that...
No, the symbolism of Pluto itself is very powerful. It has to do with death and regeneration and the life and death cycles.
Ooh.
Yes, it sounds very ominous,
Yeah.
but if we think about it on another level, it doesn't necessarily have to do with physical death. You know, just think about it. We have
Things
cells
ending.
that die every day, right? And
Things
renew
ending,
themselves.
right?
Exactly.
Doesn't even
ending.
necessarily be death.
Before there's a new beginning.
Okay.
Think of like, okay, you have an old building that needs to be torn down. So Pluto could be like the bulldozer that comes in, wipes it away so that you could build something new.
So I have on one side of things, I have Cancer trying to like make everything all nice and cool and
We have the
copacetic.
nurturing aspect. We want to feel comforted and nurtured and protected.
But Pluto's
The
over
mother.
here, and he's saying, I need to kind of wipe your slate clean right now.
He was across the sky at the time of that new moon. And what was interesting is that the new moon happened on the 4th of July. So it's the birthday of the United States.
So what repercussions does that have?
Well, it kind of sets the stage for the year ahead, you know, and really what it says is like there is a breakdown of structure, and this has been going on for a while now, and we really got a lot of work to do. That's what it says.
But it was just random that we had a new moon on 4th of July.
There's nothing random.
I
There's
set her up.
nothing
I set
random
her
in
up
the
for that
universe.
one. I set her up for that one. That
There's
was
no
very
such thing as
intentional.
coincidence.
Right.
There's nothing random.
Well, I mean, but just that's kind of funny though that it did fall on 4th of July, like because it does. There's a significance to it that you said that pretty much the moon now guides the United States in a different direction in a different way.
Well, it's just like everybody every year when we have our birthday, we have what we call the solar return. So the transits and the aspects at that time kind of affect us for the year ahead. Same thing when it falls on the United States birthday. And in that lunar cycle, you know, we have all this unrest and everything.
Okay.
One of the other things that's been happening is that Mars and Uranus are in a very tense aspect with each other, and that's been carrying on for the last several weeks. So Mars is how we direct our energy and our anger and our assertion and everything.
Okay.
And it's in Scorpio right now. So Scorpio is a very deep sign, you know, there's a lot of subversive anger, there's a lot of simmering underneath. So then when we have it in this tense aspect to Uranus in Aries, it's like there's sudden outbursts and shocking happenings and all this. You
Wow.
know, sudden violence.
Okay,
and
so
things like that.
this is applicable. This is applicable to real life. I've seen this happening on the roads recently.
Exactly. It's either, yeah, I mean, obviously we can see it collectively what's happening on the world stage. We can look at politics and see it.
Yeah.
We can look down into our own individual lives, like you said, road rage.
Yeah.
Or even
Oh, I freaked out on a guy last week. I feel really bad about it. I still feel bad
people are
about it.
really edgy lately.
Yeah.
You know, and people are like, oh, what's in it? Is there something good? And then I'm like, oh, unfortunately, we have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, so what do we do?
You know?
What do we do? That's the question.
Well, with Mars and Scorpio, the essence of the language, remember, this is a language of the cosmos here, right? And the energy and how it affects us down here on Earth. So really, in essence, it says that our efforts need to be directed toward transformation, basically, and getting to the core, piercing to the core of an issue, you know.
So we're not going to be able to change anything until we actually understand what's going on.
Right. You know.
So how do I mean, this is a really hard thing because most people are not in tune with this
Right,
stuff.
but we feel it.
Right.
Whether we're in tune or not.
Right,
we
well, they
still
know what's
feel it.
happening because they feel all pent up and they've got all this anger and they freaked out on some guy because he's driving like an idiot and then he
I know.
screamed really hard at him and said some really terrible things and then felt bad about it. I mean, this happened. I didn't know why it was happening. I hadn't gotten that upset or that angry over driving in a really long time. I was embarrassed.
And like I said, there's like this subversiveness going on. There's like this simmering pot of anger and resentment and all this stuff going on here. But it's easy to, like I said, have these sudden outbursts and lash out at somebody else. It's a lot more difficult to look within.
Right.
You know, but that's really what we need to do. What is it about us that makes that, where's this coming from?
Sounds like...
Why is everybody so angry?
Yeah, but
you
this
know?
sounds like such an insurmountable task.
Well, it is. That's one of the things I wrote in my last blog is that, or my upcoming blog, if y'all want to read that.
Well, how would I read it?
You can go to my website, spellboundastrology.com, and under my Tales of Lunacy tab, you'll be able to read that. I'll be posting it soon to do with the upcoming full moon that we have on July 19th.
Okay.
Because we ain't out of this. We are not out of the woods yet at all.
Oh.
Not even close.
Not even close?
Not even close.
So, like, I'm thinking, just kind of thinking about the fall. Like, could Halloween be crazy this year?
Oh, man, I love Halloween.
Have you gotten that far? Not that far yet?
I've looked at things
Just
throughout the year,
very
you know.
light.
But as I was saying on one of our previous talks before, is that a lot of the year, basically, a lot of 2016 is a lot of backtracking, retracing our steps, and it's also in numerology, it's a year number 9, so we're coming to a completion of things, a completion of a cycle before we begin anew.
Okay.
So, like I said, there's been a lot of backtracking. I mean, we can see it in so many levels. Like, look at how many legends we've lost this year. You know, you see this ending of an era, ending of a cycle.
About that.
Yeah. Well, that's what you had
is.
me for, Mark.
Yeah, thank goodness. She is Christina Celona, and she is from Spellbound Astrology, and she's going to be right here in 1 second after I take this quick break, all right? So stick around on Morning Coffee. This is the Radio Vision Network.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Today's show was brought to you by Alicia Kelly of White Horse RV Center in Williamstown, New Jersey. Alicia is your RV expert. Contact Alicia at alicia@whitehorserv.com or give her a call at 856-262-1717, extension 203. When you think of RV, think Alicia Kelly.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Extra Innings is the nation's premier indoor baseball and softball training center, featuring indoor batting cages, 7 multi-use tunnels, and training rooms. Extra Innings can provide professional instruction, private and group lessons, and the best year-round clinics. Along with a nationally recognized pro shop that features the latest and widest selection of equipment and apparel, our experienced staff can provide you with the right instruction and help you find the best equipment for your ability and budget. Extra Innings, where the game never ends.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more. Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Oh, well, hello there. And here we are on Morning Coffee. I am Mark Cook, and we are on the Radio Vision Network, and we are still seeing stars with Christina Celona. What do you think of that? That was pretty smooth,
I like
right?
seeing
You
stars.
like seeing
Yeah,
stars?
I like that.
All right, I'm
That
gonna
was
send
good.
that. I'm gonna send that out to the marketing people. New segment name change: Seeing Stars with Christina Celona, spelled out astrology.com.
Yeah, I like
Boom! We just did that. We just had our production meeting right here on the air. It was perfect. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. So before we left, we were talking about how all these planets are like in weird spots, and you use terms like retrograde, and you use terms like energy shifts and full moons and new moons. So the 19th is a very significant date, right?
Well, we're going to have a full moon. I mean, they happen every month. We have a new moon every month. We have a full moon every month, unless we have 2 in 1 month, which is where we get the term blue moon, when there's 2 full moons in 1 month. But
I thought you were going to say except when there's 2 and then the world explodes. And,
no,
but that hasn't happened yet, so.
No.
Okay.
Thank goodness. Thank goddess. You know, we're going to try to get back on track, hopefully.
So the 19th.
The 19th is the full moon. And you know, full moons heighten things. Like I said, it illuminates things, right? Just like it does into the sky and everything. But also there's a vibe to a full moon, you know, and even people that don't believe in this stuff or don't read about astrology, you know, people in certain professions, teachers, doctors, police officers, firefighters,
yeah.
all those kind of people kind of feel that energy.
Oh, and they say, oh, it must be a full moon.
Exactly, you know. So there is something to it, and I always say, I mean, hey, if we're like 80% water, whatever it is, and it controls the ocean tides, why wouldn't it affect people? I mean, it just makes sense,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Because
You know?
you're right, because it's about composition, it's about what things are made of.
And I just want to take it further, like, so if the moon can have this effect on us, why wouldn't some of the other planets, really?
Well, yeah,
You know?
because, well, I mean, the solar system has, like, there's different weights, I guess, to the planets, right, in terms of what's more important to the energies.
Well, they
and
all have
what's-
their own little, let's say their own little dominion of what they rule over, you know, the energies that they rule over.
So it's more of a scenario of like they're like the planets are like the board of directors. Is that an
Let's say
interesting
they're
way
like
to look at it?
actors on a stage, you know, and this one would play this part, and this one plays this part, and this one plays this part. Like the moon would
That's
play
a very
over.
foreign concept to me.
Yeah, I know. You don't know anything about acting.
Let's go back to the boardroom with the board of directors, right? Because I can understand that. No, but it's basically everybody has their job. Everybody has their role to fill, and they all kind of interact with each other.
Right.
Some positively, some.
And that's where aspects come in. Is like, how are the planets speaking to each other? You know, are they kind of in an angry way, or are they in a more easy aspect? You know.
So
to the full moon is going to be. I will just warn everybody now. It's going to be very unpredictable, and I think an emotional time. You know? Yeah.
That's next Tuesday, right?
I don't know what day. Whenever the 19th
the 19th
is. What day is today?
The 19th is next Tuesday. I just did some real quick math in my head. So Tuesday. So I got to be ready for Tuesday. Is that what you're saying?
Now, I'm not saying, you know, don't leave your house and stay under the covers all day.
Well, that's what I wanted to do.
Right, and a lot of us may want to do that, you know, because also, you know, you kind of feel the effects leading up to.
So
you know.
I have this kind of this question. We've talked about this a little bit before, and I think it connects because it's about the energies. It's about kind of the energy that is being put down upon us. So I had my remote batteries die. We talked about how the batteries die when people have certain energies. They take battery power from their devices. Like you said that your phone dies like instantly because
well, my remote
and your remote
and I can't speak into it. My husband.
You have the voice remote and it doesn't work
for me.
So I felt that recently where like stuff that was dying that shouldn't have been dying and all of that, and it really affects kind of that aspect of it. My question now is, could it be affecting how I sleep?
It could be, sure. Like I said, there's all this subversive kind of inner energies, you know, and this inner anger and things that are exploding in seemingly random ways, or shocking and suddenly.
I think this is a pretty common problem. A lot of people say, like, I can't quiet my mind, I can't settle down, I can't rest to be able to get to sleep. That's what That's what I feel. And is it because my energy is so upset that it won't allow my body to give its full relaxation so that I can fall asleep?
I can't really speak on that, but I mean, let's just think of the society that we live in. Everything's turned on all the time, 24/7, you know? I mean,
get that. And
just,
that's
just our modern world, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you led it into a really nice kind of direction because, we feel that as a country right now, kind of this unrest that's just kind of underneath. We're all trying to say the right things. I don't think that anybody out there is saying, really outrageous things. They all want us to they're all saying, let's get together, let's end the violence, let's figure out how we're going to do that. But Christina, there's this stuff bubbling underneath.
There is.
So
and
how
I mean,
do we
there's no
handle
denying it, The one thing I can think of is to, like I said, go in your own inner self and figure out what's keeping you from feeling secure or safe or at home or comforted or nurtured and all those things. Where's the resistance? This is what I was saying at the last new moon.
Right.
At the full moon, maybe some of these things would come to light and it may be an emotional time. There's a lot going on in the way of, like I said, a breakdown of structure. I mean, I could backtrack over the last few years of things that have gone on, and I've talked about it in some of my other classes and things, from 2012 to 2015, we've had these really pretty harsh aspects, and people just went through a lot of tumultuous times, turmoil, changes, different things, and not necessarily all bad,
right.
But like irrevocable. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't go back to the way it was. This is the new normal.
Right, but what you're talking about is kind of understanding the past and where we were so that we understand the direction
where we're going.
Of the future,
right? And I really feel like some of the choices and decisions that we make at this time really have a collective effect on humanity at this point too.
Right.
And that we all need to share in the responsibility also.
Right. So take it upon yourself to look into yourself and understand that
I know we're getting all deep here.
Change starts from within. That's where it starts. Stop blaming Pluto. It's not Pluto's fault. It's your fault, right?
Well, the planets are just like kind of there with their energies. They're not causing these things to happen.
Right.
But it illustrates. It's an illustration of the energy.
It's an illumination of the energy. I love it. Christina Celona from Spellbound Astrology. Here's what you got to do right now, Christina. I need you to look into that camera right there.
Into this one.
Camera numero uno.
Got it.
And give them the lowdown.
So, spellboundastrology.com. Sign up, subscribe to my website. It's free. You can employ any of my services, but you can read my blog, Tales of Lunacy, for free. I'm also on WordPress, too. Tales of Lunacy on WordPress.
Cool.
You can sign up for that. You can also check into my website what other events and workshops I have going on. I have my New Moon workshop every month, and we'll start doing some other workshops come this fall.
Well, listen, if you want to get connected to your energy and learn more about astrology, just in general, there's no better person to talk to in the South Jersey area than this woman right here. Her name is Christina Celona. You're quite welcome. She's going to be joining us every week, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So we thank her for joining us on this week. But for now, I say goodbye. It has been another great morning here on Morning Coffee. I want to thank all my guests. We look forward to the Balsamos XL Pizza Challenge tomorrow morning. Make sure you're watching and locked in on RadioVisionNetwork.com at 9 a.m. And we will see you then, folks. Have a great day.